In this video, you learn how to create this kind of 3D interactive websites, or maybe something like this, or maybe something like this, or maybe something like more 3D and more intense and more interactive, or maybe something like this. So this video is going to be an absolutely beginner friendly video. I'll give you a detailed step-by-step guide. I'll give you the right tool sets to build this kind of 3D websites. Now, there are a lot of ways to make 3D websites. There are difficult ways, and then there are easier ways. So I'll give you like a detailed step-by-step beginner friendly guide that how you can actually easily create 3D websites and then start offering this as a service, or create your own portfolio. Or if you have like 3D model of your certain e-commerce product, if you have any sort of like customer that has any like product that, and you have like 3D model of that product, or if you want to like use AI to create the 3D model of your product and then use that directly into your website, make it more interactive, make it more something like that users will like. So this video is actually going to be like an absolutely beginner friendly step-by-step video guide, and then you can actually use your own creativity to create something yourself. Not only that, I will not only guide you to like create the 3D part, but I'll also guide you in this video how you can then integrate that 3D into your own Next.js website. So we'll actually create an empty cursor website, an empty website inside Cursor AI, and then we'll actually add our 3D design that we created into our Cursor website. All that without writing a single line of code. So please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, first of all, you might be thinking that where does that number 4,945 come from? Did I just throw a random number? Like, was that just like to like gain your attention? Well, that's not true, because people are actually charging 4,945 and like way more than that to design this kind of 3D websites, because there are very few people who can actually develop this kind of websites, or who can like create these kind of 3D models, or like use these kind of 3D objects and 3D models on their website. So let me just show you. I'll share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. So there's this guy on Fiverr and Upwork. If you just search on Google 3D website design services, you can find like a lot of links. And then there is this guy on Fiverr. He charges 4,945 for this kind of website, and they use like same technology that we'll use, and like they create like this kind of same basic 3D website. So, and other than that, there are a lot of other people who are charging same kind of amount. There is this guy. He creates like this kind of basic websites with your product in there, like a very basic website, and he charges like up to 2,000, and like sometimes way more than that. So then there are like a lot of other people. There is this guy. He creates like for e-commerce websites, he uploads this kind of like 3D model, 3D designs for the product preview, or for your e-commerce product. Again, this is a great idea. This guy has like 746 reviews, and he charges around 3,100. And I know that his base package starts from 1,100, but he don't offer that kind of like services like with the full-fledged services. So his full services actually cost around 3,100, and he has like 746 reviews. Then there is this guy. He charges 2,000, and then then there are like a lot of other people who charge this kind of money for creating this kind of websites. So now you know that where does that number come from. So let's just dive deep into using like those kind of tools that all of these people are like using, and then they are charging this kind of an hefty kind of amounts. And then you have seen, because one guy had 746 reviews, that means there's a huge demand out there that people want to like create this kind of futuristic and completely, you can say, unique websites. But there are very few people who are doing that, because on Upwork and on Fiverr you'll find very few people who can actually do that. You'll find a lot of like website designers and a lot of like landing page designers, but people who can do this kind of unique work are very few. So the reason is because most of them actually don't have any familiarity with 3D. Most of them actually, they think that they will have to like create maybe high quality 3D models in 3D Maya, like Blender, or like these kind of 3D softwares. But there are easier solutions. There are easier ways to create this kind of websites. So we'll just open our screen, and I'll just guide you like where you have to go first of all. So just go to Google, look for Spline, Spline. This is the same tool that all those people are actually using. So just go to spline.design, open this website, and once you open this website, this is actually the main tool that we'll use to create the 3D part of our website, and then we'll integrate this into our Next.js website. Or if you're creating in React or any other website, so any other framework, you can actually use that. But like we'll use spline.design to create 3D of our website. This tool is absolutely free to use. There is no you can say quota that or you can, or daily use quota, anything like that, you can simply just click on get started, sign up, and start using it straight away. I have already signed in, so let me just click on my sign in. There is like pricing plan as well. I have subscribed to this plan, so it does like even with the free plan, it does allow you to like have unlimited personal files and unlimited file views and web logo export with web export with logo. That's one thing that once you will have like this free plan, so you'll have a very small icon of spline on your, but that's very like ignorable, don't worry about that. So you don't need to pay for anything hard like to create this kind of like websites. So once you go there onto spline, this is how it does look like. If you're not like start from scratch, you can start from scratch. They do have like AI tools to generate 3D models for your website. So we'll do that later on. First of all, let's just click on this create new file. So this is as simple as it can be. Just like any other 3D tool, you can simply just like access their 3D views. So let's suppose if you have any product design, like if you have any like 3D version of your product, or you want to like create something from scratch, you can simply just like open, like create an empty file, and then you can create any new object, or you can simply just create this AI generate option. As soon as you click on AI generate option, AI generate in free, it will give you some credits. In pro plan, I got like 2000 credits, which are more than enough. But let's just create maybe a sofa. Let's just like create a sofa, and let it be as simple as it can be. So I'll just create a simple sofa, and let's just see what it will come up with. I'll give you other ideas as well to like so it will just create a simple basic sofa. So let's just click on that, and it will then import that directly into our website. We can like be more specific and ask more details in that. We can like ask as much like give as much prompts as we can. So if you don't want to like create anything from scratch, I mean, you can use, of course you can like use your own creativity. So if you just press on a control button and then middle mouse, like the let me just create that, remove that. So if you just like press on control and then press on the middle of your mouse, this thing, the middle thing, right? I don't know if you can see it. If you just the scroll wheel of your mouse like this, so you can zoom in, zoom out, and then if you just press on that and then click on control button, and then you can just like pan around like this. And if you just click on this middle mouse as it is, the scroll wheel of your mouse as it is, so it will just like pan like this, something like that. So yeah, it is a bit of like practice for you to like practice this on like for the first time, if you're using any sort of like 3D softwares for the first time. So this is going to be just a little bit practice for you to like do. But I mean, this is just amazing. This is the simplest one that I've used so far. I have used like 3D Maya, 3ds Max, and Blender, those kind of like high quality 3D softwares, but this is the basic one that I have ever used so far. So next thing that you can do, let's suppose if you don't like what it has created in here, you can give it a more detailed prompt, maybe an iPhone 16 in black color. Remember in another video, in a previous video, if you just go to my YouTube channel, so I give you a detailed guide that how you can create using AI, and like how can create an AI SaaS that you can use to develop an image to 3D generator. So this is very similar kind of formula that you're using to like create 3D models. So you can just check out that video on my YouTube channel as well. So if you don't like what it is creating, because these most of these 3D models are like a bit low quality. So let's suppose if you just look at this 3D model that it has just created. So this is okayish. This is not very good, not very high end, but this is okayish. But let's suppose if you have another 3D model that you created yourself, or if you don't know anything about 3D modeling, what you can do, you can simply just go to Sketchfab, SKETCHFAB. Just go to Sketchfab, open this website, Sketchfab. So this is actually a 3D assets website. You can view like all this kind of like 3D models in here. So you can get any 3D model from Sketchfab and then import that directly into Spline. So let's just find a 3D model from here. We can just maybe find something in, I don't know, furniture and home. So let's just find something in that, and you can just maybe find like let's suppose if there is a this product that you want to, like you have a customer who's selling this kind of product, so you can find this 3D model on Sketchfab. You can, next thing that you can do, simply click on download 3D model. Now you just need to sign in. I'll just simply sign in, and then you can simply download this 3D model directly. I'll just click on that. I'll click on, so 3D models usually have like different kind of formats. So there's a FBX format, there is a GLTF format, there's a GLB format. I usually like GLB format because it contains like all of the texture files and everything in there, so you don't need to worry about anything, but just simply click on download button, and as soon as it will download that GLB file, what you need to do next is simply like open this inside Blender. So Blender, what is Blender? Blender is a simple 3D software. You don't need Blender at all to create anything like that, but I'm just telling you that if you want to like use something from Sketchfab, and then you want to like edit it, we can simply import it directly into Spline. But let's see if it works well in Spline. We don't need to use Blender, or if you think that it won't work very well, like if its orientation is not good in Spline, so then we can actually use Blender. So what we can do, you can simply just come here and click on import button. Just click on import button, click on 3D model button, and then what next thing that you can do is actually simply click on this file that you just created. Just simply click on that, and now it has, I think, imported one of the files, which is here it is. So you can see this thing we have just imported into our, hold on, there it is. Let's just create an empty a brand new file and then import just one item over there, or we can just simply remove this one, and then let me just click on this, drag it in here, move it back, and then okay, there's one thing that you'll notice. Again, it's getting a bit complicated for you, so I don't want you to like be you can say confused about what I'm doing. So let's just leave this part for the end. I just wanted to show you that there are a lot of possibilities that you can download any 3D models from anywhere on the web, and then you can simply just import those 3D models into Spline, and then you can like if let's suppose if there's a certain kind of furniture shop, so you can just like create add these kind of items on their website. But let's just go towards easier way. Let's just like create something, like use an existing template, and then like create something that is already built and then customize that. So rather than, because this is not something that you give a prompt to AI and it will create everything for you. This 3D is just a little bit more complicated. With AI that it supports is simply just like give you like option to create something basic. Like yesterday I created like this robot 3D model, then I created like some these shoes 3D models. So this just allows you to like create something basic. But let's just like try to create something from some templates. So there are these templates, like these existing templates that Spline.design has created. So you can start with these templates. So let's suppose this is one of the examples. You can simply just click on that. It will just load in a minute, and then simply if you click on that, it has this simple, very basic design right in front of you. If you want to like because this, I know this will like take some time for you to like understand Spline. So if you are actually serious about learning this kind of like 3D websites, so you can just go to Spline YouTube channel and like learn the basics of 3D modeling. We cannot cover everything in this video, but because I want to like give you the right tools for that, but we'll cover enough in this video that you'll be able to like just start offering services. So don't worry about that. So so we can like use like some basic templates, or there is another amazing thing that we can actually use. We can just go to this community tab. So in here you will find some amazing demos that people have built. You can just like use these demos yourself for your own project. So there are like thousands and thousands of demos in here, high quality demos created by people right here inside Spline community. You can just use these kind of demos. Let's suppose just click on the first one. Let me just click on this one and then open in a new tab, and then you can see it is just loading in a minute, and then you can see it is actually a proper 3D globe of our Earth. you can use it for some project. It looks very cool, it looks amazing, it just like adds so much attraction to your design. So if you want to like, let's suppose replicate this design, or like make this design your own, or like customize this design, what you can do is simply just click on remix. Just click on remix button, and what it will do, it will just open a new tab, and then it will just give you the entire source code of that demo. And then you can now like customize this. You can just add, like, let's suppose if there is anything certain that you want to add, or if you want to like change anything about this, if you want to like change the I don't know, like textures of this, or like the materials of this this thing, you can simply just change it as you want. Like just simply just change like that, I don't know, just like add anything, just use your creativity, be creative, and then just like, so just like in a minute we just like change it like this, and now this is more immersive and more cool. Look at this, I mean this is amazing, this is cool. So like, I mean, yeah, you can just like edit this, or there are a lot of other designs that we can actually use. Someone has just created this particular thing, so you can simply just open that, and we can then interact with it. And then we can just, if you like that, you can simply just click on remix. So to test it, just click on go to full screen, and then click on that. Look at this, this is amazing. I mean, if you add this into your website, it will just like be very you can say attractive for your customer. They can just like keep playing with it. So similarly, there are like a lot of other options. There is this option. So this guy has created this basic robot, and then if you just click on get in touch, it opens a new page. So you can simply just click on remix for this, and then you can just like create your own version of this. So that's that. Then there is this. It has again a very unique, very different kind of thing. So again, it's a very like amazing skill if you have that, if you can actually. So all of this, by the way, are created inside Spline using Spline directly. So you don't need to like you can say create anything from scratch, or like it's not very complicated if you actually want to learn. So let's suppose, look at this, like this is amazing, this is cool. So all of this you can create directly inside Spline. So let's just click on this one. I just love these community design that other people have built, and then you can simply just remix these community design. Look at this. I think it's a game. It's a proper game that someone has created. Click to boost. Okay, hold on. So just keep clicking that, and I think it will just boost. Okay, crushed. This is just a basic game. I mean, this is just like the classic basic game. You can just add this kind of thing onto your website to add more like to make it more interactive and immersive, and it just like kind of create a new feeling into your website. So something like that. So then there's this design. You can simply just click on that, and you can just like explore it more. So all right, so these are then there's this one. I think you can simply just, it just has like these basic 3D effects. Then there's this one. This one was nice actually. So this one is nice. This one is nice. All right, cool. So yeah, so you can just choose like anything from community. You can explore. I mean, it's really interesting. Like all of these designs are really interesting in community. So you can just like choose something like that. There was one that I really liked. This was actually for Apple Vision Pro. So you can just add Apple Vision Pro kind of design into your website, and this is cool. This is like real cool. If you just click on email, it will just open email. If you just click on GitHub, it will just open your GitHub link. But it is like interactive and immersive design. There's this one. It has like basic chess 3D models in there. So like it's cool. It's nice. I really like it. I mean, it's a new perspective in web development, like a immersive 3D perspective, like Metaverse kind of perspective. So as you know that my channel name is Metaverse Guy, because like I'm a professional Metaverse developer. So like I develop AR VR. So that's why I had like I have like a huge interest in 3D and AR and VR. So Yeah, so you can just like use any of these communities. These are open free to use. You can use them for commercial purposes, for your own portfolio. You can build anything based on these, so you can just like use any designs from that. Let me just like scroll from here. You can find the new one from here, or the trending ones from here. Someone has just created that. Someone has created this cool thing. So just keep exploring, and then find something that you really like, and then you can just use that or reuse that. So let's suppose this guy, he has created this. So let's suppose if you wanted to add like maybe a shoes 3D model in here, so you can just find something from Sketchfab, maybe shoes 3D model, and then add your shoes like 3D model in there. Any of these, just add in there inside Sketchfab. One problem, okay, so let's just get back to like adding new like 3D model into here. And then like let's suppose if your customer has a 3D model for you, so you want to add that in here. So the first thing first, you download from Sketchfab, and then you can directly import that into Spline. But as we saw that there was a problem with our 3D model. Let me just click on add new file. I'll click on import. I'll tell you what the problem is. So I'll just remove this rectangle. Let me just remove this rectangle, and this chair is what we need. So we are here. This is our chair. Let me just click on that. So if you notice, the chair is here, but this gizmo that we can actually use to move this chair is a bit further, like is on here in the center of this. So that means like we cannot, if we rotate this chair like this, it will actually rotate on this gizmo's axis. It won't like rotate in like on, because we need to like rotate it simply, but it is just like rotating around this axis, so around this gizmo. So this is a problem of this. You can see a pivot point or center point, so we can actually change that in Blender if you want to change that, or if you just like simply want to like move it here, like then bring it here. So you can simply just like keep it in center, and then add some text in there, add some further details about this. So yeah, you can just like modify it as you want. So if you want to like change now this original, because for most of these 3D models, the most important thing, or you can say the most common problem that you'll face is actually setting up this into the center of this 3D model. This will be very important, very crucial for you. So you can simply just download Blender. It's free to download. It's an open source tool. You can simply just click on that, click on download Blender. Just go to blender.org/download. You can simply just download that, and simply just by click your next you can install it. Next thing that you can do is actually click on once it is installed, just click on Blender, and then it will open something like it's a 3D tool. So it's not very simple to use, but I mean I'll just guide you like the exact things that you need to learn. I won't like complicate you with too much stuff. So click on file, click on import, click on our file format was .glb file. So if you just go there and find this .glb file format, so you just click on file, import, and .glb format. Where is .glb format? So yeah, this one, .glb format. So let me just go there and scroll down, and then you will find chair was .glb. All right, cool. So we'll just import our chair inside Blender. So you don't need to learn Blender. So right now, even you can see its origin is set here. So we can just like move it back, and then set its origin back to. So you don't need to learn Blender again. You don't need to like complicate yourself with all of these complications. So you can click on this material tab by just to look at its like materials, but we don't need to like do anything with that. All we need to do is just like set this model in center in here, like in the original, like the origin of this model. We need to just set in there. So what we need to do, we need to just simply click on this X button. Let's just move it back a little bit. Let's just bring it here. We can simply just move it further right here. So right now it's like centralized, like back on one angle, but not from the other one. So what you can do, you can simply just move it here and then it will be centralized, fully centralized. Now it's centralized fully. So now it is usable inside spline. So what you can do, you can simply just remove anything else which is right now this camera is there, I'll just remove that. This light is there, I'll just remove that. And then what I'll do, I'll simply remove this thing. I'll click on that. I'll click on object, set origin, and then click on origin to geometry. So right now its origin is set to geometry. I know like it's very maybe a bit overwhelming for you, but yeah, I mean this is just like literally the all of the steps that we need to like fix a 3D model if it is not working properly inside Blender. So that's it. I mean once we are done with that, we'll just click on file, and then click on export, click on this GLB file again, click on downloads. Let's just go to downloads tab, and then we just go there, and then we just like rename it to maybe something else, and then export GLB. And then next step that we can do is actually simply import this inside our spline file. So we can simply just remove this current spline file, and then import it directly, import this 3D model directly in there. So once you have this here, now if you rotate, so you can see like it will be rotated in its own origin. So now it is easier to use now. It's easier to use now. Now it will actually rotate like now we can when you move cursor, so it will be like it will move around with your cursor inside your there. So yeah, this is like simplest and easiest way to do that. So now you get like basics of spline. If you want to like create any other 3D models inside spline, you can simply just like click on add, and then you can just click on maybe, I don't know, like create. If you want to create some text, you can simply just click on text, and then it will create text. Let's just choose a place where you want to create text. So let's suppose if you want to just like create a text here, it will just create text there inside our in there, and then you can simply just add, or you can say edit this text, and then change all of these properties, change the color of this text, change the font of this text. You can just like add this to maybe like just add any text that you want. You can see like this text is written in there. Now you can like just change its position. Right now it's on a plane, like it's flat on the surface. We cannot see it in 3D, so you can just like rotate it like this, and then it can just like this, and then it should centralize this text. Change the color, change the font size can be more bigger, just increase the width of and length of this canvas, and then you can just increase the font size as much as you want, and then simply just add. Let's just, if you just click on this frame, and you can see the text is behind this thing. So now it's all about your your creativity, how now you use this. And then you can simply just click on maybe lighting. Let's just click on color first, and then let's click on color and change the color of this texture to something else. And then next you can do is actually simply just change lighting on this text to maybe something like this, so it will have that lighting reflection on your text, something like that. So yeah, you can just like create as more complicated things as you want. You can keep adding more text, more layers in that, and then like make it more as much as you want. So what we'll do, we'll just like create one of this we'll just use one of this like these designs from here, and then we'll just embed it directly into our Next.js website. So I'll guide you how you can actually do that. How you can like embed this design, like use this design into your website. So what I'll do, I'll simply just click on remix. So once I click, so this is design created by someone else inside community. So I'll just like try to customize this design and then just use that design directly. So what you can do is, once you have your design in here, you got all of these like options in here to customize this design. You can just like all of these hexagonal objects are placed here. You can change the colors and any lighting or anything that you want to change from this design. You can just change that. So once you're done with your changing, what you can do, simply just click on export button, click on export, and then there is an embed functionality in here. So you can simply just click on embed functionality, and next what it will do, it will just like give us this code to embed this directly in there. So you can simply just click on this code, copy this code, and then that's it. That's exactly what you need from here. You can simply just maybe like create an APK of this from here. We don't need to go into those details, but you can simply just like embed this right here from just by simply just copying this code, and then we'll be using this code into our Next.js project. So what we'll do, we'll simply just set up a basic simple Next.js project. I'll open cursor. Let me just open that. Which one is that? Okay, this is a different actually. Let me just open cursor. I'll open that, and then we'll set up a basic Next.js project. If you don't know how to set up a basic Next.js project, you can simply just like follow. There's a video about in my YouTube channel. You can just find that the basic tutorial for Next.js. You can just follow that and create a basic Next.js project. So just simply choose a folder and 3D website. I'll just name this folder something. And the next thing is you need to now run a command to create your simple Next.js project. So if you don't know what that command is, and if you don't know, like if you want to just like copy that from here, so what you can do, you can simply just go to next.js/docs. Simply just go there, go to installation tab, and just run this command as it is. Simply collect it from there, copy it from there, and then simply just paste it here. So simply just run this command in your terminal inside cursor. Once you have done that, it will ask you to choose a name for this project. We'll just give this project a name, and then after that we'll just install all of the dependencies, and then we'll bring our design into Next.js project directly. I'll just change the layout of my. All right, cool. So I think it's better now. So just 3D websites, 3D website, click on that. Just click on whatever it is giving us default, and then it will install dependencies. And next step we'll just simply like apply that code that we have copied from spline.design. So as soon as it just takes a couple of minutes. If you've never created Next.js project before, you can create like just follow video series. There is an entire video series for Next.js. You can just follow that. Or if you just want to like integrate, so this design that we have created inside Spline, or we can say like that we're copying from Spline, so you can use this design anywhere on web. So if you are building a React project, we can use there. Even if you're building a WordPress website, or maybe any website, if you're using any CMS or any like platform to build your website, you can simply just copy this code and paste there in there. So it will just like embed it as simply as possible. So once you have done that, now this thing is installed. What I'll do, I'll just go inside this directory. So I'll just do cd and then 3D. Hold on. 3D website. All right, so hold on, sorry, cd. Let me just copy this as it is. This. So now we are inside this directory, inside our root directory. Next thing that we can see is actually npm run dev. Let me just run this directly locally on my computer to see if Next.js project is set up or not. So let me just try that, and then after that we'll see. So right now it is running on this port. Let me just open that on this port, and then we'll see if the Next.js standard project is set up or not. So it is set up. The default page we can see. Next thing that we need to do now is just stop this server from here. Let's just open this directory, this project directory. When our cursor composer changes something, so it will just like directly change inside our directory. So I'll just like open that directory, and then now next thing that we can do, you can simply just go there and then copy this code from here from Spline, and then please customize the hero section of our website. Embed this code into our hero section. Then just paste that, and we'll just enter it. So we'll see like if it works. So it is making some changings in our hero section. So it has created a new component called Spline Viewer, and then I think it will just import that into our home page, which is page.tsx. So we have some problems. We are having we are having these errors. Let's just copy and paste these errors into our editor, so it will just then fix these errors. So we need to install this dependency here, and then we can actually just like do rest of the steps that it is asking for. So what I'll do, I'll simply just click on this, like just copy this from here, run it inside your terminal, and then run this in here, and then second one is copied from here, and then we'll just run it into our terminal. So I'll just do that. Perfect. And I think everything should be fine now. What I can do is I might need to delete my node modules folder and reinstall everything, but let's just reload and then see if these changings are applied or not. So the oh sorry, no, I didn't. npm run dev. Let me just open npm run dev, and then let's just see if these changings are applied or not. So it will just reload, and then we'll see if everything is running fine. So we are actually having this error, so I'll just copy this error from here, paste it in our composer, and then let's just use our agent, and then it should now work fine. Now it will just make all of the necessary changings to fix this error. I think it was not using use client, so it has just added use client into our spline viewer and another, because all right, so we got this error again. I can simply just copy it from here. So there's a Next.js app layout issue, so it will just fix that. Apparently it will update this file, which is layout.tsx, so everything cursor will handle, so you won't have to do anything, so don't worry about that. Let's just accept all of these changings that cursor is making. I will just copy this and then paste it inside my terminal to install this package that cursor has asked me to install. I'll just run this directly. There is an error, it is actually not running this, but let's try to run our project first to see if anything is if all of these changings that we have made already are implemented or not. So if I just reload it, restart it, it will compile our project, and we still have this error. So I'll just copy this, paste this error here, and then we got this error. There's an issue with the loading spline scene. Let's fix it by this. Okay, so first of all, it will update the spline viewer component to handle everything. Okay, you know what else we can do? If we just keep facing more errors, what else we can do? We can actually add spline documentation into our project, into cursor, so then cursor can actually understand better about splines, like how spline works. So by default it should work just normally without any issue. So let me just run this command, and then I'll okay, fine, it has created a very basic. We need to fix these errors as well. This is spline view.tsx error. So this is a basic that it has created a basic spline thing, but we need to fix it, and we need to add our own design. So first thing first, that it has removed those errors that we were facing. What next thing, we need to remove these errors. So we don't need to fix these ones. These are just the global.css errors. We don't need to worry about that. We just need to fix this spline view.tsx error. Type of the own error handle doesn't match what spline component expects. Let's fix the spline viewer component. Okay, cool. So all right, it has now apparently removed own error pop-up spline component, since it was calling type issues. Okay, so now let's just try to run our project again, and then this is what we have. Let me just go back and let me just copy this embed code again. The spline design isn't showing. As we want. Sure, there is a default spline scene. Please embed this code. Alright, so it will add those. I'll just see if there's a direct embed code, because this code is actually, you can say, this is for Android platform. Okay, we don't need that actually. We need to have a direct embed code. Here it is, the direct embed code, I think. This is not for a copy export beta. There is a viewer. Okay, let's just copy this one. Let's just add this embed code, because the other one was actually for Android platform. So let's just embed this one, not the other one. So it has made now few changings. We're gonna try a different code. Let's use this embed code. Alright, so it should work without anything now. I've updated component to this is spline view web component. So this is actually spline view web component. The previous one was actually for Android, so this should work without any error. So let's update the hero component to better accommodate the new spline viewer. Yep, it is showing a little bit. Okay, perfect. So we just need to make it full screen. All right. So yeah, the good news is it's working. Awesome. Here it is. So now we can actually add anything on that. So yeah, so here it is. So our design that we copied from here, from community, in here we can just like customize it more. We can add any text in front of this, but yeah, I mean, we can add our spline design directly. So just make sure that one mistake that I made, don't make that mistake. Just use this viewer tab to copy this direct web view embed component, rather than using this embed code. This embed code is actually for SwiftUI, and this one is for iOS. This one, the one that I was using, was I think for Android platforms. This is not really React code for React or Next.js. So we just needed to like have a simple web viewer on there. So this is it. Our design is directly into our Next.js project. You can add now further components in there. You can add whatever you want. Use your imagination. Create your websites. If you want me to like create a full-fledged website using Spline, add more effects, add more sections in that, I can create that totally. But as I promised, I'll guide you that the tools that we have, and then how you can bring those designs directly into Next.js, and then now you can just like add overlay text over here, add, customize it as you want. Just ask cursor from here to like create things for you. So yeah, it will just like create like the designs for you. So this was it for today's video. I see you next one. Bye bye.